How do I look? Good only? Oh, gentlemen. Okay, the noble stag, huh? Noble golden stag. You know what a stag is? The one look like the deer, similar to the deer, and have a very big, branchy horn. And the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, is supposed to be reincarnated once as a noble golden stag. Well, actually golden, I put it on. They have forgotten, so they forgot to print it, so I just added on, because everything else is golden, or why not? Huh? So I'm sure they have forgotten this time. Once, when Brahmadatta was the king of Benares, there lived a mighty stag in the forest. Oh, actually he was a deer last time, so this time cannot be deer again. That's why they changed into stag. Alright, oh, now I'm enlightened. Okay, now when the Brahmadatta, the king of Benares, was the king of Benares, there lived a mighty stag in the forest near the city. Now the king was very fond of hunting and considered that no man was better than him at the chase. Wow, what a pride. Big deal, huh? If you be proud of yourself as a killer, congratulations. One day, he went hunting and told the courtiers who had accompanied him thus, "No one needs to allow a single deer to escape, otherwise he will be severely punished." So naturally, the courtiers, did not wish to arouse the king's anger. So they decided amongst themselves, if we see a deer, we must somehow drive it to the place where the king is standing. You know, so that it happened that very near, about 2 meters, and then the king just shoot him. So then he will always be the almighty, the mighty hunter. Now the king stood at the end of a path, and the courtiers surrounded a thicket and beat the ground with sticks. The stag was in this thicket, and hearing the noise made by the courtiers, he rushed around, looking for a way to escape. But the courtiers stood firm, their bows and arrows ready. Bows and arrows ready, and there was no gap in their ranks. The stag saw the king standing alone at the end of the path and realized that this was his only chance of escape. So he came charging straight at the king. The king was dazed for a moment, and then quickly shot an arrow at the stag, but he missed. Oh, supposed to be the best one. But perhaps this deer was a Buddha, a reincarnate, that's why. A future Buddha, so he could not shoot him. Now the deer is a very clever animal, and usually managed to avoid arrows. When the shafts come straight, the deer stands still and lets them pass. If the arrow is shot from behind, the deer runs swiftly and outdistances the arrow. If the arrow falls from a bow, the deer bends its back so that the shaft misses. If the arrow comes from the side, the deer swears to avoid it, etc., etc., etc. Okay. If the arrow is aimed at the belly, the deer rolls over. Well, these are also good strategies for you to learn in case. In case somebody aims a bullet at you, and you know how to do it. When the arrow has passed, the deer jumps to its feet and runs away as swift as he can. When the king saw the stag roll over on the ground, he thought it was wounded and shouted aloud in triumph. It's funny. Your English is very funny. But at that moment, the stag jumped up and was off past the circle of men. Seeing the stag flee into the forest, the courtiers called out to one another, "Whose post did the stag make for?" "The king's." But the king is shouting that he has hit it. What has he hit? The king has missed, I tell you. He has only hit the ground. The courtiers all started laughing and making fun of the king's poor marksmanship. "These fellows are mocking me," thought the king angrily. "They don't know what I am capable of." So sword in hand, he set off on foot at full speed, crying out, "I'm off to catch the stag." Oh, gosh. Talking about ego, huh? What is all this? So he managed to keep the stag in sight and chase him for 2 meters or something. No, 2 kilometers. The stag plunged into the depths of the forest, and the king still followed him. On the stag's path was a deep hole where a tree had rotted away. It was full of water and covered with slime and weeds. The stag smelled the water, and seeing that it was a pit, so went around it. But the king went straight on and fell into the water. So the stag looked back and did not see him. He realized that the king must have fallen into the pit and went back to have a look. He saw the king struggle for his life in the deep, foul-smelling water, and moved with pity. He thought, "I can't let the king drown before my eyes." So in spite of the fact that the king had chased him with the intention of killing him, the noble stag called out, "Don't be afraid, O king, I will save you. Have courage for a little longer." The stag knelt down and grasped a rock with his feet. With a mighty effort, he lowered his body into the pit. The king clutched the stag around the neck, and the powerful animal leveled himself and the king back onto the ground. So in deep gratitude, the king did not wish to leave the stag and said to him, "Great king of the stags, come with me to Benares. It is a magnificent city that spreads over 12 miles. I will give you lordship over the city, and you can rule my people." Isn't that funny? Just because his life was saved, he sold his people to a deer. Can you believe that? It was very good, but still, if the price is too high, he valued his life so much. But perhaps he thought that the deer, the stag, was so wise and compassionate. It is fit to be a king anyhow, even though he was an animal. So the stag said to him, "Great king, I am an animal." He knows better than the king. "And I neither need nor want a kingdom. If you wish to remember me, rule your people well and teach them to lead a virtuous life." Saying this, the great stag turned away and disappeared into the depths of the forest. The king stared after him, tears falling out from his eyes, then slowly made his way back to his anxious courtiers. Then he returned to Benares. He had people proclaim throughout the city that from this day forward Let all my subjects lead lives of goodness and virtue.